Spiritually fit so that you can always find it in yourself, to go deep. Mentally fit so that you're listening to blend. Greetings from God knows where you're listening to Lázougi Live here on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. This is Blend episode 21. It's another wonderful episode of Blend where we come together to get into our topics of conversation to talk, listen, interact, and immerse ourselves in electronic music. How are you doing this Monday morning? I've been, I've been, no, I've been having a difficult time getting, that is, coming live due to some technical issues that I'm really glad to have sorted out. And apart from that, I've been away from the past 2 weeks, so you can tell how eager I am to get on with this broadcast. Okay, I've been away for the past 2 weeks due to the usual power inconveniences. That too has been sorted out, and I'm really glad to be back, to be here with you to talk and to rub minds together as we get into our topic of conversation, which I'm going to be revealing to you shortly. My name is Lázougi, and I'm going to be your host for the next 1 hour as we do what we love to do here on Blend. And in case you're just joining us and you're wondering what the show is all about, here we come together to talk about the social issues happening around us, and also to discuss the social conventions that govern the way society works in order for us to have a better understanding of our immediate society and how to navigate ourselves within the society. Will this as well as, or should I say, we do this alongside, we do this alongside, uh, is is that the correct this? I forget it. We do this as well as listening to electronic music. Okay, we immerse ourselves in a lot of electronic music here to really give this show a fun atmosphere. Okay, so I want you to relax, to keep yourself in a relaxed state of mind, because on this episode of Blend, or should I say in general, on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. All we do is, talk, have fun, interact, and listen to electronic music. Okay, so on this episode of Blend, there are plenty of that coming your way. I've got plenty of music for us to listen to, and of course, I've got a topic for us to talk about and for us to dissect, okay, for us to learn something new from on this episode of Blend, okay. But before we go into that properly, I've got some couple of announcements I would like to share with you. I've got a body of work out now called Transgression. I put it out on Friday. Okay, so if you haven't listened to that, I do encourage you to listen to it. Let me know what you think right there in the comment section. Okay, so I've also, you know, put out about three bodies of work earlier this year. Okay, but those three are re-uploads from previous years. So I've got Transgression, which is the most recent one that I put out on Friday, and I've got, okay, let's start from the beginning. We started from Awakening. That is, Awakening was from the year 2017, followed by Your Sins Are Forgiven, that is 2018, all the way up to Cloudy with a Chance of Rain, that was last year, 2019, and this year I've got Transgression out. So I've got four bodies of work, okay, because I understand that a lot of people will be listening to, or a lot of people will be subscribed to this channel just for the music alone, and not everybody will have that time or that, should I say, patience to tune in live and listen to the whole broadcast. So, for those who want to just immerse themselves in electronic music, all you have to do is check out my discography, my playlist. Okay, it's a playlist of my collection of works. So it's right there. And for those who really want to get to know me, who want to really know what I'm about, want to know what I like, want to know how I think, my thought process, or we just want to connect with me as a person, you can always tune in live. Or if you are unable to join us live, all you have to do is visit the archives. Okay, visit the archives, and of course all of our past episodes of Blender you have missed so far, all of them are available right there in our archives. So I really do encourage you to go over the discography and immerse yourself in it, and let me know what you think right there in the comment section. And we are going to be going into our topic of conversation shortly, so don't worry. But before we do that, I would like for us to go for a music break. First of all, listen to the song, and when we come back, we'll be going straight into our topic of conversation. I know it's a very early Monday morning, and but we have to be really flexible, as I like to say. So for the time being, this is our scheduling is going to look like until a time when everything is more stable and there's a bit more stability in the power sector over here. So up until then, we just have to be flexible and work with the little that we have with us. Okay, so I want to say thank you for your understanding, thank you for tuning in, thank you for listening to Blend, and thank you for being part of our family here on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. This song that you are going to be listening to, the song that I'm going to be playing for you, the song you are going to be immersing yourself in, is titled How to Build Robots. So enjoy this one. When we come back from this music break, of course, you already know that you're on your number one electronic music station. here on your number one electronic music station. There's more talk, more music, and more conversation coming your way right after this break. So enjoy this song, How to Build Robots. I'll be back after this.
Spiritually fit so that you can always find it in yourself, to go deep. Mentally fit so that you're listening to blend.
Welcome back from that music break. This into during the music break was titled How to Build Robots. I hope you had a wonderful time listening to that, and I hope you enjoyed yourself listening to that song. There are plenty more coming your way in the course of this broadcast. So sit tight, like I always say, relax, because this is where we come to have fun, to talk, and to interact. Speaking of interaction, what is our topic of conversation today on this episode of Blend? The topic of our conversation is Lucky You. That is the topic of our conversation on this episode of Blend. Okay, we are gonna be asking a lot of questions. I'm going to be asking a lot of questions. You are going to be asking a lot of questions, and we'll be rubbing minds to really, really understand the situation. That is why I always invite you to be part of our conversation by making use of the live chat box right here on your YouTube application. And of course, if you're listening to us via our archives, all you simply have to do is make use of the comment section to share your thoughts, to share your ideas regarding what we are talking about on this episode of Blend. Okay, so to get into it, topic is lucky you. While you are at that, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Just a friendly reminder for you to be part of our family here on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. It's funny how we tend to discount a lot of people's achievements and their influence on other people as well by pointing out that they have a little bit too much, or should I say, by pointing out that they have too much of what we put on a pedestal in the first place. So, what we as a society, or should I say, as humans, tend to do is we put a trait on a pedestal and discount people's achievements based on having too much of that trait. For example, let's look at beauty. Okay, you may have had it a couple of times, or maybe you haven't come across this in your day-to-day life, but I'm sure a lot of you have had one or two people say this, and we refer to a prominent person in society, perhaps an actor, an actress, a model, or whatever, someone who actually is very, very attractive, and we tend to discount their achievements. We tend to discount their their influence on other people as rather rather than basing their achievements off of their own hard work and efforts. We tend to discount their achievements by attributing their success to their traits, in this case beauty. Okay, so we tend to look at attractive people in prominent places in society or in places of influence, and we, most of us, not all of us, okay, because some people be like, who are we, okay? So, but um, I'm talking about what I've observed about a lot of us, okay? So, if you aren't amongst this kind of people that I'm talking about, my apologies, okay? Okay, but a lot of people tend to do this. We are having this conversation. So we look at this, some people look at this prominent people, this people of influence in society, and attribute their success to their physical traits. Let's say an actor, for example, like recently I saw on Cuba a question someone was asking if Leonardo DiCaprio's work, his success as an actor, is based on his hard work alone, or based on the fact of that he's a very very attractive man. And this is just one example of out of many, okay, where we see people discounting other people's achievements as a result of their physical, you know, saying that their success is as a result of their physical traits rather than their ability to work hard, to progress up the ladder, and to be a person of value outside of their physical attributes or their physical traits. Okay, so we or some people will look at a successful actress, for example, or we look at a successful businesswoman, and will immediately write off this person, this person's achievements, or this person's ability, write everything off, and will instead say that everything that this person has achieved is because this person is beautiful. Another example that I tend to hear a lot is when people people say that more attractive people get their way easier in society. Okay, it is something that a lot of people believe, that the more attractive you are as a person, the more likely it is for you to get your way in society. So you always tend to get your way based on the fact that you are attractive or you're beautiful as a man or a woman, and rather than looking at the value that this person brings to the table outside of his or her physical traits. So many people, most people, society always, not always, but it's something I've observed, and I know you have shared in my observation as well. And the question that I would like for us to tackle, the question I would like for us to deliberate, the question I would like for us to make an attempt to answer is, how true is it that how true is it that beautiful people are born lucky? Okay, how true is the statement that beautiful people are born lucky and are more likely to get their way in society based on the fact that they are lucky to have genes that have enabled them, or have resulted in them looking very physically attractive. So that is what we'll be talking about on this episode of Blend. Is it true that very attractive people are lucky? Okay, they're lucky in everything that they do. They always tend to get their way. Is it based off their attractiveness, or based off their hard work, or the value that they bring to the table outside of the physical, outside of their physical qualities? Of course, there are exceptions to this, like the fashion industry, definitely. Okay, where beauty and physical attractiveness is is the main prerequisite for you to be part of that industry. That is, if you are going into that industry as a model. Of course, there are other branches that doesn't really require you to be that physically attractive, or like a fashion designer, and other branches of that industry. But if you're going into that industry to be a model, definitely you have to be beautiful, and you have to be physically attractive as a man, beautiful as a woman, to be able to walk the runway and get a lot of heads turning. Okay, so there are a lot of exceptions to this. I'm talking about in the business world. I'm talking about in our day-to-day activities. I'm talking about your friends. What have you noticed about them? Do they really get their way because they are physically attractive? Or aside from that, are there other things that they bring to the table? Or the question generally is it true that beautiful people or physically attractive people are lucky? Okay, they are lucky to be born with this genes. So what I'm going to be doing, of course, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts as well. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts, and to put this out there, I'm going to try, or should I say, I'm going to make an effort to look at it from both sides. Okay, from those who who say that there's more to it. Okay, there's more to a person than just their physical attributes, and for people who are not very attractive, I'm also going to look at it from their own point of view as well, so that we can have a balanced interaction. Okay, so with you listening, sharing your thoughts, sharing your opinions, definitely we are going to be having a very interactive, a very very interactive, and obviously we are going to be learning something on this episode of Blend from our conversation. My first question actually is, what makes a person beautiful? Okay, what makes a person beautiful? Let's not go too deep and say genes, okay? Let's not go too deep and say genes. But you're right if you say genes, but on the surface, what makes a person beautiful? A lot of people will say looks. Okay, that person has the looks, that guy has the looks, that lady has the looks. Looks make a person beautiful. Okay, looks. If you say looks, you may or not be right. This conversation of ours is not about right and wrong. That is what a lot of people tend to make the mistake about when they listen to our broadcast, or when they listen to Blend, or you know you're always looking for right, and we don't do that over here. We're just here to have conversations and share our ideas and talk, and of course definitely uh, what is right and wrong and all of that is not something that we should have um, we should split hairs about. Okay, so back to beauty. Of course, we say looks. A lot of people say looks, and but let's be honest with ourselves. Okay, between you and between you and I, a lot of a lot of men a lot of men won't won't look at an overweight woman, or a woman way out of shape, and call her beautiful. Right? Come on. We all know that is true. That a lot of men, most men actually, many men, there are some who are, of course, the exception to this, who have a fantasy for for plus size women and overweight women. However, in general, a lot of men don't find women who are way out of shape or very overweight to be physically attractive. And of course, a lot of women as well don't find men who are way out of shape, and who are is this mic working? Please tell me this thing is working. Yeah, that's right. Okay, everything is going smoothly. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm glad. I hope we can keep this up for the next one. Okay, for the next 30 minutes. Okay, we are at the hour 30 minutes mark, and this is 4:09 a.m. over here on a Monday morning. Okay, what a time to be awake. And what a time to be alive, of course. So back to what we are talking about. A lot of men and a lot of women, a lot of women and a lot of men will judge beauty not just based on looks but based on physique as well. Okay, based on physique and not just based on look but based on physique as well. Okay, right? Yeah, sure. Based on physique as well. And physique is something that takes a lot of work to maintain, of course. Yeah, it takes a lot of work to get in shape. You always have to constantly be up and doing about it. You always have to be constantly working out to maintain your physique, to maintain that shape, that beautiful shape of yours that makes you attractive to the opposite sex. It's something that you always have to constantly be working on. Okay, this takes a lot of work. So beauty, beauty. So beauty. So we can say beauty comprises looks and physique, right? We can you know make our conclusions on that. Or definitely there are other factors that I know you might have that contribute to beauty. I'm not talking about inner beauty, okay? Not that there's some everybody's not beautiful on the inside, just the same way everybody ain't beautiful on the outside. Okay. There are a lot of toxic people and beautiful on the inside. Let's forget about that. Everyone is beautiful on the inside. No. No. Okay. Not everyone is beautiful on the inside, just the same way not everyone is beautiful on the outside. So looks, physique, beauty. Look, physique, beauty. And back to what I said about physique, something you always have to constantly be working on just to maintain that shape that you love about yourself. But here is a should I say a side tip that I find a lot of people neglect. Okay, when they work on their physique or when they're about to start working on their physique, this is something that a lot of people neglect about themselves, and it's, in my opinion, something I believe that you should work on first before you work on your physique. Okay, you should work on first before you work on your physique. And what is that thing? What is that thing that you should work on before you work on your physique that I believe a lot of people, not believe, but I observe a lot of people tend to neglect. They tend to neglect this particular thing and go straight to working on the physique, and it ends up, I mean, it ends up not looking quite the way, or you end up quite not looking quite the way you want to look. And what is this? Um, let's go for a music. Let's go for a music break. While you think about it, I know some of you already have my answer. Some of you already have my answer. But for those who need a little bit of time to think about what I'm talking about, what is this particular thing that you have to work on first before you work on your physique? Let's go for a music break. And when we come back from this break, I'm going to be sharing this with you, and we'll be getting, like I always say, deeper into the conversation here on your number one electronic music station in God Knows Where. I'm going to be playing a song called The Bitter Taste of Medicine for you. And I want you to, if I say enjoy it, that's just quite contradictory. No. But you would have to you would have to you would have to listen to it and make what you want out of it. Okay, some people say when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade out of it. So when I give you the bitter taste of medicine a couple of seconds, I want you to make something good out of it. Okay, you know what I mean. So enjoy this song. We'll be back right after this music break here on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. My name, of course, remains Lázougi, and I'm your, you know, your host. Okay, your wonderful host. Right. Okay. So I'll be back after this. Welcome back from the music break. You're tuned into Blind, yeah, on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. This, of course, is Blend episode 21. In case you're just joining us, my name is Lázougi. The song you listened to during the music break was titled The Bitter Taste of Medicine. And before that, I was about to you, really. I was about sharing with you. I was about sharing with you, or should I say, revealing to you one one thing that I've observed people neglect about themselves before moving on to work on their physique is something quite simple as your posture, okay, the way you carry yourself. A lot of people neglect that and move on straight to lifting weights or exercising or going to the gym and you know working on the physique before they work on that posture. You work on your posture and the way you carry yourself first of all before working on your physique. So this is just like a tip from me to you. So the way you carry yourself as a person is very, very important, not just for your confidence as a person, but for your not just for your confidence as a person, but you have to be able to carry yourself when you start working out, okay, when you start adding weight, not adding weight by overeating, but by developing muscles, okay, you start getting bigger. And if you're unable to carry yourself, it's just like muscles tend to be very, 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 very heavy. Okay, so I'm talking to the men as well as the women, but the women tend to work on their posture more from an early age than the men. Okay, so this also applies to women as well, and it applies to men as well. Okay, so you have to be able to carry yourself because muscles are very, 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 very heavy to, after a while you start to feel the weight in your body, and if you're unable to carry yourself, you tend to look like a sack of potatoes. Okay, so you're slanting off to the side, you're not able to carry yourself well, and it just doesn't look right to the person. um, it just doesn't look right to people looking at you. You have all of these muscles and you have all of this physical traits that make you attractive, but because you're unable to carry yourself well, it just doesn't look right. So it's something one has to work on first, in preparation for when the muscles come in. Okay, so think about a sack. You are the sack, so you have to be able to stand upright so that when the potatoes come in, it looks it looks balanced, or you get what I mean. It just doesn't slant off to the side and doesn't look ugly, and um, doesn't look the way a bag of potatoes look. Okay, so it doesn't look that way because you've been able to work on your posture. So far so good. You can see that in order for one to be really, really physically attractive, there's a lot of work that goes into it. Okay, there's a lot of work that goes into maintaining your looks. There's a lot of work that goes into maintaining your beauty, your physical attractiveness, your physique, your posture. there's a lot of work that goes into all of these things, that when you see people who are very, very attractive, your mind doesn't immediately goes your mind doesn't immediately go to what they did to be able to maintain their physical attractiveness. What most of us just think is this person is lucky to be born this way, and we always wish to be like them. Okay, I wish I had a body like this guy. I wish I had a body like this lady. What we don't see is the amount of work that goes into maintaining this physical attractiveness in this person. Okay, so now that we know that, now that we know that, it takes a lot of work to be able to maintain physical attractiveness. Do you still think that, or are you still of the opinion that that this physically attractive person you that you know, or maybe you don't know the person, but you 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 see the person nice. I was just checking the connection to make sure everything is working properly the way it's supposed to work. Okay, back to what I was saying. You know, physically attractive people, or people who have really worked on themselves in the gym, will tell you that knowing that they're able to work on themselves, knowing that they're able to develop their physique, knowing that they're able to gym or exercise to the point of looking so good or so physically attractive, makes them able to work on other aspects of their lives as well, and put in the same effort that they put into working on themselves into other areas of their life as well. So are you still of the opinion that this person is lucky to be where they are now, even though they're still physically attractive? But that do you still think that their 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 achievements in life or their influence over people is as a result of, or is a consequence of, their physical attractiveness alone? Let me hear you. Let me know your right here on your YouTube application. And if you're listening live, of course, you can make use of the live chat box right here on your YouTube application. And if you're listening to us via our archives, you know where to share your thoughts right there in the comment section. And if you're under the sound of my voice, you're listening to me speak right now, and you want the total package, that is, if you're listening to me speak right now and you want the total package, you want to listen to the music, you just don't want to hear my voice going on and on and on, you just want the total package, all you have to do is log on to your YouTube application and search Lázougi Live. That is Lazougi Live Electronic Radio, and you'll be able to be part of our conversation. You'll be able to get the total package. You'll be able to listen to everything that we do right here on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. Another thing I've also observed is that leftists are fond of fond of socialism. I'm fond of socialism, and at the same time, the feminists on on the left on the left tend to bully men into getting in relationships with people of, that is, they tend to bully men into getting into relationships with women who are overweight. Okay, so feminists will, if you as a man are of the opinion or make a choice not to date a an overweight woman public, if you make your choice not to date an overweight woman public, feminists will definitely come after you. That is, you go on Twitter now, or you go to any public forum and you're like, no, I'm not going to date someone who is overweight. I'm not going to date um, a woman who is way out of shape. Definitely, you can bet it that right now, feminists on the left will come after you and, likely bully you on online. Okay, and at the same time, they're fond of socialism. And you may be wondering, what is the connection between socialism and feminists um, wanting men to uh, to reduce or to change their standards of beauty and to look at women who are overweight uh, as a good choice for relationships and dating. What is the correlation between socialism and 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 men dating overweight women, just the way feminists will want it to to be? Okay, so let me ask you a question now. Okay, let's just hypothetically say that all of the chads or all of the physically attractive men all over the world start dating. Let's say we give them what they want, that is feminists. Let's say we say, okay. We're gonna do what you guys want. All of the chads, all of the very physically attractive men start dating, very overweight women or women who are way out of shape. Do you think that benefits a capitalist society more or a socialist society? Or you understand what I mean? Like, let's say all of the chads now start dating women who are out of shape, women who are overweight. Do you think that benefits a socialistic society that people on the left are so fond of, or it benefits a capitalist society? Let me know what you think. Okay, I'm just getting this wave of questions in my head, and I'm like, okay, let me just ask my people this. What do you like? Who do you think it benefits more? Okay, because in my head, what I'm thinking is like there's a contradiction somewhere. If you want all of the men, or you want men now to start going, you know, uh, after women who are overweight, don't you think that benefits capitalism more than it benefits the socialism that we're so fond of? Don't you think capitalists will find a way to create a demographic out of this, sort of couples and create specific products that they are like specific products or imaginary products dedicated to this new demographic of couples, which in turn will strengthen the capitalists by making them richer and give them more hold on to power, which will in turn make it more difficult for you to achieve your socialist ideals. I'm just having this random thought. It's almost as if I've gone off the tangent and I'm thinking of something else outside of our topic of conversation on this episode of Blend, but it's still a bit related to the topic on ground. Okay, it's still related to the topic on ground. However, this is not a political platform, so I'm not going to go in depth into it. But I want us to really think about it. I want us to think about it. What the feminists are asking, does it benefit their socialist ideals or does it really benefit the capitalists more? In my opinion, if all of the chads now start dating plus size overweight women, over time what we will see is a new demographic of couples. Demographics. A new demographic of couples which the capitalists can create products for and they will market it to this specific demographic of couples. They can start making super king size beds or whatever they can come up with just to make money and hold on to power. Okay, so I feel it's something that shouldn't be forced on on people, and it's something that one shouldn't bully people for. People should be allowed to make their choices based on who they want to date or not. But we live in a society where you are being you're being criticized for having standards. Okay, I mean, it's a funny society where it's a funny society that we live in, and I tend to have these observations, and I come online to talk to them, talk to you about them, and hear your thoughts or get your opinions on these matters. Okay, so that is what we do here on Blend, your number one electronic music station in God knows where. Okay, so aside from the fact that it takes a lot of work to really maintain one's physical attractiveness, we also know that people who are physically attractive as well tend to, not all of them, but many of them are still very insecure inside, are still insecure about their physical attractiveness. So it's a case of be careful what you wish for, because you might think that being physically, or you thinking that physical attractiveness leads to more open doors. Everything comes with a price. Okay, so you need to be careful what you wish for. You want to be very physically attractive. You want to be very physically attractive, but if you have low self-esteem, your physical attractiveness won't get you in many doors as you think or as you have been led to believe by what society has 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 made so much noise about over the last couple of years. Okay, so it's again, it's a case of be careful what you wish for. Okay, so on the other hand, those who are you know those who are not really physically attractive will argue that at least give me an opportunity to work on myself as well. Give me that opportunity, or give me the potential, so that at least I have to work on it to be able to develop myself. Understand what I mean? I'll explain. I'll express further in a couple of seconds. Let's go for a quick break, okay? Okay, so here's what I mean. Yes, what I mean when here's what I meant when I say that a person who isn't really physically attractive would argue that, or will make you know will make the argument that at least the person who is physically attractive has the potential to be, even though this person has to work on it to really develop it. It's like talent. At least this person has the potential to be really physically attractive, although um, you know he or she has to really work on it over time. However, that person who isn't really physically attractive perhaps doesn't really have the potential right from birth to do so, and will make the argument that at least give me the potential to be able to work on myself, give me that opportunity to to be able to work on myself the way the physically attractive person has been able to do so. At least this person who is really physically attractive is lucky to have the potential and the opportunity to work on his or herself to do that. Okay, someone might make that argument and look at it from that side and and make that conclusion. However, I would say to such a person that the fact that you have opportunity doesn't make you lucky. It's what you do successfully with that opportunity that makes you lucky. Okay, the fact that you have the potential to achieve a lot doesn't make you lucky. It's when you have been able to develop that uh, develop yourself, and you've been able to capitalize on that opportunity that makes you, lucky in parenthesis. Okay, so just because the physically attractive person has the potential, has the genes, is born with the genes, doesn't make the person lucky. Doesn't make this person lucky that he or she has the opportunity and the potential to do that. What makes a person lucky is, or what makes you lucky, or what makes us lucky in general, is what we do with these opportunities. Is what we do with the potential. That we can't just, do nothing and say we have potential. Therefore, we are not going to work on it, and therefore we are lucky that we have potential. Okay, I believe that what we do with the opportunities and what we do with the potential is what makes us lucky. What we do successfully with the opportunities and what we do successfully with our potentials is, over time, what makes us lucky. Okay, so to cap things off, I like I said at the in my opening statement, we put these things on a pedestal, and in this case, we put beauty on a pedestal, and we as a society put beauty on a pedestal and go ahead to discount people's achievements and their influence on other people, and say, their achievements and their influence on other people is based off what we have put on a pedestal in the first place. I I think it's a conversation that we need to have, a discussion that we need to address, and I believe that you know you've been able to learn one or two things here on this episode of Blend, here on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. My point is, if we look besides other qualities of um, if we look to other qualities of a person besides beauty and physical attributes, I instead of physical attributes, we'll see other sides of a person, but we have put beauty on a pedestal. Okay, and now that we have it on a pedestal, we shouldn't discount people's achievements. We shouldn't discount people's achievements and say that their achievements or their influence on other people and all of that is based on what we've already put on the pedestal in the first place. I think that's what feminists are trying to achieve. Are trying to make a point of that. You don't have to put beauty on a pedestal. You don't have to put physical attributes on a pedestal. You don't have to put a person's physique on a pedestal. What matters is the person's quality. That's what the feminists are trying to achieve, or making a point of that. We don't have to look at the person's beauty. We've put beauty too much on a pedestal, and we have to look at other people's physical attributes, and we have to look at all the we have to look at we have to look beyond people's physical attributes, pardon me, and look at what they have to offer and the value that they bring to the table and all of that. Okay, but at the same time, we're advocating for socialism, whereas whereas um, whereas your stance on beauty, like on men having beauty standards, or your stance on getting men to reduce their beauty standards only benefits capitalists. Okay, I think it's something we have to really really look at. Okay, it's a conversation we it's a conversation that we need to have. Are we going to be putting beauty on a pedestal? Okay, if we're going to do that, then let's not discount people's achievements. Let's not discount their achievements and say, oh, it's because this person is beautiful, that's why he or she got ahead in life. You put it on the pedestal in the first place. And if you're not going to put it on a pedestal and you want to look at other people, you want to look beyond physicality and beyond the person's beauty, we need to look at who that benefits in society as well before making our decisions and our choices, or before trying to make people to change their standards of beauty. Okay, you need to look at, does it benefit the side you're on, or does it benefit the side you're trying to get rid of, that is the capitalist or capitalism in general. Which side does it benefit more? Okay, that's a question we need to really 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 ask, and it's a conversation we need to have. I mean, it has been frankly, it has been a difficult one, but or should I say, uh, it's a necessary it's necessary, and it's a conversation we need to have. However difficult it is to have this kind of conversations, and that is what we do here on Blend, here on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. This is all we have time for. We are way past the 1 hour mark. I don't want to say thank you for tuning in, thank you for being part of this conversation, thank you for listening, and thank you for being part of our family here on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. If you're wondering how you can do that, simply subscribe and simply subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you get our notifications when we go live for our broadcast, and when those bodies of work drop, you will be the first to get a notification so that you can partake of the experience. Okay, my name is Lázougi. This has been Blend episode 21. Thank you once again for listening. Thank you for having a wonderful time. I hope you did actually. Hope you had a wonderful time, and I'm starting to get tired. Okay, it's a Monday morning and I have to prepare for it. It's starting to show in my voice actually, so I have to get some rest and prepare for our forthcoming episode of Blend this weekend. Okay, so it's time for me to wrap things off over here, and I'll see you next week for Blend episode 22. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.
You're listening to number one electronic in God knows where. God knows where.